Bridgerton may love to spice things up for Netflix, but sometimes the best moments are straight from the page. We're counting down the top 10 book-accurate scenes in Bridgerton Season 3, the ones that stuck to Julia Quinn's words like glue. Colin's unexpected return in the Season 3 premiere catches everyone off guard, just like it did in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. The Bridgertons weren't ready, and neither was the rest of the ton. In the book, Lady Whistledown is the one who breaks the news, but the surprise is still there in both versions. While Eloise shared the shock with Penelope in the book, the show takes a different route. With Eloise and Penelope not speaking, we see Penelope spying on the reunion instead. In the show, Eloise throws out her spinster comment to Cressida, but in the book, it's a much more personal moment between her and Penelope. Their friendship is on the rocks in Season 3, so that part had to change. But the heart of it? Still there. Eloise can't believe Penelope wants to get married, and it throws her off. In both the show and the book, that moment of shock hits hard, but the delivery just plays out differently. Colin and Penelope's first kiss in the show is almost word for word from Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. Penelope's nervous request, her quiet "thank you," and Colin's stunned response all mirror the book perfectly. Even his little joke about her not dying tomorrow makes it in. The main difference? In the show, Colin's visit is about checking on Penelope, while in the book, he's there to talk about Eloise and Lady Whistledown. But honestly, the kiss is what matters, and it lands just right in both versions. In Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Colin goes to Daphne to talk about his doubts on love. But with Daphne out of the picture in Season 3, the show gives that moment to Violet. Colin's confusion is the same, though, wondering if friendship can turn into love. Violet's advice might actually work better here, giving Colin a nudge in the right direction. Portia's offhand remark about Penelope always being around to take care of her hits Penelope hard in both the book and the show. In Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Portia makes a similar comment, and it sparks the same reaction from Penelope. She realizes that if she doesn't take control of her life, she might end up trapped in her mother's plans forever. That fear pushes Penelope to finally start thinking about her own future, instead of just following along with her family's expectations. The carriage scene in Bridgerton Season 3, Episode 4, is a direct nod to Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, and while some details change, the intensity is spot on. Colin and Penelope's fight in the show leads to an unexpectedly steamy encounter, echoing their story in the book, where they both get so caught up that they forget the carriage is even moving. The proposal comes right after, with Colin using almost the exact same words as in the novel. In Season 3, Episode 2, Colin's speech to Penelope about ignoring societal expectations is all about finding your own comfort and not living for others. It's a key moment, not just for Penelope, but for Colin as well. In Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Penelope comes to a similar realization herself, reflecting on the masquerade ball where she felt freer and more confident because her identity was hidden. The message remains the same in both versions. Being yourself is liberating. Colin's story about falling off his horse because of Penelope's yellow head covering is left almost untouched in both the book and the show. In Bridgerton Season 3, Colin uses this tale to make a point about breaking free from the ton's expectations. In Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, this memory plays a big role in Penelope's reflections, as it's when she realized she was in love with Colin. In Season 3, Episode 1, Colin's quick dismissal of Lady Whistledown's column, saying he doesn't care, hides how much the words actually affect him. This reaction is directly from Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, where Colin tries to brush off Whistledown's comments, but deep down, they sting. While Colin may act indifferent, it's clear that Whistledown's words hit a nerve, just like in the book. In Season 3, Episode 2, Colin cuts himself on a letter opener, and Penelope tends to his injury. A scene lifted straight from Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. While the show skips some of the funnier parts, like Penelope's queasiness at the sight of blood and her quick thinking to save the carpet, the emotional weight remains. In both the show and the book, Penelope wrapping Colin's hand with a handkerchief is a tender moment that deepens their connection,